dinner. I mean, you're celebrating. A few weeks ago, I came round to Harry's and realised that it had obviously been longer than I thought since I visited. Because in the interim, Harry had not only remodelled the back of her house, but this subtle rebuild incorporated a mikvah. I must tell you, the only person I know who could manage to build a mikvah in her garden is Harry. Anyway, at Mummy and Me in this lovely new room, where, believe me, I am like the granny of the group. Harry mentioned this ladies' evening, and she asked me if I'd open it. And obviously, because I'm part of the Harry fan club, I said yes. And then I thought to myself, halakhically, am I the right woman for the job? Although I can't draw on my experience of mikvah, I can draw on my limited experience of relationships. I've only had one marriage so far.
Baruch Hashem.
I can relay what I think are wise words that I have absorbed over the years. Obviously, marriage is core to the Jewish religion. Apart from being told to go forth and multiply, we are social beings meant to have a mate. So what makes a good mate and what makes it work? How can we achieve the joy and harmony that we are all striving for? My late granny, who was married for 60 years, used to cite 3 things as vital in an enduring marriage. And I think they're quite astute. Firstly, that you should like your partner. And actually, after the last thing has diminished, you've actually got to like what's sitting next to you. You should respect them, and you should be able to laugh together. My mother, who's sitting here, always says you have to be the right person, as opposed to looking for the right person, which I also think is very astute advice. And I try to remember that love is what you do, your actions, being kind and pleasant. Just little things. An everyday example. I always think real love translates into not offloading as soon as your husband comes through the door. Trying to say, hi darling, have you had a good day? Which sets the tone for the evening. How difficult can 8 little words be? For me, I think it can be very difficult. For me, it's a work in progress, and I still haven't cracked it. Obviously, there is the basic issue that men and women do very often come from different planets, but that's probably a whole different thing. We have the experts here today, and I'm fascinated to hear their take on enhancing our relationships. Another vital pillar of intimate Jewish relationships are the laws of purity, and obviously mikvah is key to that. Chavi and Peretz have put an enormous amount into this community, and the creation of a mikvah here is another step to strengthening and developing our Judaism. I wish them every success, and that the mikvah will be the source of much spiritual joy, rejuvenation, and enhancement. It gives me great pleasure. I'm delighted now to welcome our speaker tonight, Rebbetzin Rochel Jacobs, who is originally from California. She said that in case you can't understand her accent, but you will really obviously English too. Who is from Singers Hill in Birmingham. She's a wonderful Rebbetzin and a wonderful speaker. Her reputation precedes her. And we are delighted to have you to talk on enhancing relationships. Just before I move on, I'm also delighted after that to welcome Karen Grubenfield, who's a family and couples therapist with a thriving practice here in Hale. And she will answer some of the key questions that I am sure are bound to arise after our speaker.
Rachel, 1 second. Sorry, if we could just ask maybe this second row, just to shuffle down a bit because we've got some extra people we'd like to move in a bit. Do you mind? The front row and the second row. Yeah. We'll just, no, because we've got just they can move up. Joe, can you move forward, yeah? Forward a bit. Forward.